Mr. Mayor, thank you. I've been Bishop of Basingstoke for this is my 10th year. It's a huge privilege that Dan has asked me to serve as his chaplain for the next 12 months. I hope I can do that well. It's also my responsibility, I think, to thank you on behalf of the residents of the borough for your public service, for all that you will offer, for all that you will deliberate in this place for the common good, and particularly those who are new to the council. Thank you for your courage, and you have our support all the way through your term of office. It would be my practice when I'm called here to give a very short prayer, not particularly Christocentric, respecting multi-faith of this borough, but asking simply for wisdom and discernment. A moment of quiet as we thank God for those who offer for public service. So we thank God for you. And as you deliberate for the life of our community, for the common good of all people in each community, we ask for the gifts of wisdom and for the gift of discernment. In God's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you. Please, we wait for the others to come back in the chamber. Can someone call them, please? Please sit down. It took that long to come in. Come. Absolutely. Okay, can I welcome the new councillors and also congratulate the others who come back to the council. First item is apologies for absence. I have received apologies from Councillor Connor, Golding, and McIntyre. Are there any other apologies? Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Apologies from Councillor West as well.
Councillor West. Any others? Councillor Bound, Minister Bound.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Apologies from Councillor Isaac.
Councillor Isaac. Item number 2 is declarations of interest. Are there any declaration of interest? I see none. So I go to item 3, which is the minutes held on 21st of March 2024. I move the minutes of the meeting to be signed as correct record. Is that agreed? That's agreed. Now I come to item 4, which is announcement. Chief Exec, you have no announcement. I have got just one announcement. On the 12th of May, I attended the beautiful Farley Wallop Estate for an event called the Wallop Enduro. The event was sold out and over 150 riders took part. I feel this event to be part of our lives because the riders come from all over the country for this fantastic day's sport. So I hope in the years to come that all of you will support such an event. Now, item number 5 is a membership of cabinet. Councillor Harvey, would you please announce your cabinet?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm pleased to say that the cabinet will remain as it was last year. Myself, obviously, as leader. Deputy leader, co-leader will be Councillor Gavin James and Cabinet Member for Finance and Property. Councillor Chris Tomlin, Cabinet Member for Climate and the Ecological Emergency. Councillor Laura James, Cabinet Member for Resident Services and Housing. Councillor John Mackay, for Cabinet Member for Communities, Partnerships and Inclusion. And Councillor Kerry Morrow, for Cabinet Member for Sports, Leisure and Culture. Councillor Andy Kuznetsko, for Cabinet Member for Strategic Planning and Infrastructure. And Councillor Honolly Cubitt, Cabinet Member for Major Projects and Regeneration. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Is that all agreed? Or are there... now, allocation of seats to political groups. I actually move this from the chair. So is that agreed? Oh, I need a seconder. Deputy.
I'm pleased to second that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Is that agreed? Lovely. Now we have got appointment of committees. Are there any changes to the committee places as attached to the update paper? Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, so I just would like to add Councillor Tustain as a reserve on the Resources Committee, please, and myself as a reserve on both the Licensing Committee and also, was it one of the others as well? Development Control. Please. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Minnesbaum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple from me. For resident services, for the first reserve, if I could replace on the list Councillor Golding for myself. And then, actually, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is that agreed? Yeah. So that's agreed. Sorry? Councillor Harvey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple again. Audit and Accounts Committee, reserve, Councillor Kate Tuck. Human Resources Committee, reserve, Councillor Paul Basham. And the officers do have 2 members as a reserve for the IDC Committee, and I will clarify that with them. But they did have that on the email, so I'll get that and make sure that's covered off.
Thank you.
Just say with those changes, is it agreed?
Yeah. With those changes, is that agreed? Lovely. Thank you. So, election of committee chairs.
Yep.
Now we come to the election of committee chairs. And can I have nomination?
No, so you've got nominations. So you need to say for that.
I have nomination for Councillor Miller for the Environment and Infrastructure Committee.
So you need to ask if there are any other nominations.
Are there any other nominations? Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Gary Watts, please.
Councillor Gary Watts. So we have.
So just ask if there are any more.
Is there any more?
Okay, so you're going to do a show of hands vote for each of the nominations, starting with Councillor.
Councillor Miller.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a show of hands. First for Councillor Miller. And now I would like to a show of hand for Councillor Watts. That's carried.
That's Councillor Watts.
That's carried. So Councillor Watt is going to be the chair of Environment and Infrastructure Committee. Now, I have nomination for Resident Services Committee, Councillor Vo. Do I pronounce it right, Councillor Vo? Any other nomination? Councillor Lee?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Tustain, please.
Justin. A show of hands.
Any other nominations?
Yeah, before I go to that, can I have any other nomination? No. So a show of hand, first for Councillor Vo. Thank you. Now a show of hand for Councillor Tustain.
Carried.
That's carried. So Councillor Tustain is a chair of Resources Committee, of Resident Services Committee. Now we come to the Resources Committee. Oh, Councillor Basham.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Point of order. Are we allowed to take pictures in the chamber of the votes?
No.
Thank you for making that clear.
Thank you. Now we have come for the nomination for Resources Committee, which I've got Councillor.
Can we just clarify, did anybody take a picture in the chamber? Can we just have an absolute clarity of that? And if so, can we just have that struck out? Because if we're not allowed to, we're not allowed to.
Sorry. Yes, Councillor Ban, Minas Ban.
I took a picture, Mr. Mayor, and I thought we could take pictures as it's a public meeting. That's always been said publicly in the past.
Councillors, please listen. It is at my discretion whether pictures are taken or not. Is that agreed? Yeah, good.
It is at your discretion. You decide not to allow.
It is at my discretion, and I have decided not to allow it. Okay? Thank you. No, Councillor Jones.
I'm quite happy with your decision, but I would like to see it in standing orders, that there's no pictures are taken. If it isn't, it should be.
Councillor Jones, it can be based in the constitutional working party, and
Can be discussed as part of that.
we have to discuss that further. All right? Thank you. Now I come to, Councillor Miller.
Mr. Mayor, my understanding that people in the public gallery can take pictures, that they're not under our control. And I think putting them to standing orders, they're not applicable to those standing orders. And I understand that the Gazette actually tweets pictures occasionally from this council in session online. It was also recorded anyway, and it's been broadcast on the internet.
So you've made your decision for the meeting. Everything else is a matter of the Constitution.
Councillor Miller, I have made the decision for this meeting, and everything else is for discussion. So I come to the Resources Committee, and I have got a nomination for Councillor Isaac. Any other nomination? No. So that's agreed? Agreed. Now, I have come to the committee chairs of audits and account, development,
Accounts, audit and accounts.
sorry?
Audit and accounts.
Yes, audit and account. And I have got a nomination again from Councillor Isaac. Councillor Binesbaum.
So I put that nomination through. As Councillor Isaac's got the Resources Committee, I wonder if I could change that nomination to myself, Mr. Mayor.
It's already agreed.
That's fine. And then you've got another nomination.
Yeah. Councillor Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I nominate Councillor Paul Basham.
Any other nominations?
Any other nominations?
Okay, show of hands, vote.
Can I have a show of hand for Councillor Isaac?
No, Councillor Munis.
Okay, sorry, Councillor Minesbaum for the Resources Committee.
Audit.
Audit and account. For the audit and account. Councillor Councillor Isaac.
No, Councillor Basham, you're asking now.
And now I'm going to answer. Thank you. Now the next one would be for Councillor Paul Basham. Right, thank you very much. That's carried. And Councillor Basham is chair for Audit and Accounts Committee. Now we come to the Development Control Committee. I have a nomination from Councillor Miller and Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor McCormick, please.
Councillor McCormick. Any other nomination? No. So can I have a show of hand for Councillor Miller? Thank you. And can I have a show of hand for Councillor McCormick? That's carried. So, Councillor McCormick, you're the chair of Development Control Committee. Now we have come at number 6, the Human Resources Committee. I have got a nomination from Councillor Court. There are Councillor James.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Bowes. I'm also available for photographs later if anyone needs me.
Any others? No. So, for Councillor Court, please, show of hand. Thank you. So, for Councillor Bowes, that's carried, and Councillor Bowes is chair of Human Resources Committee. Now I come to Licensing Committee. I have a nomination for Councillor Muma La Neni. Is there any other nomination? Councillor Lee?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councillor Jones, please.
Jones. Tony Jones? Tony Jones. Any other nominations? No. So can I have a show of hands for Mama Lenini? Thank you. And can I have a show of hands for Councillor Tony Jones? That's carried. So Councillor Tony Jones is chair of licensing committee. Now I have come to the standard committee, and this one, sorry.
No vote on this.
There is no vote, and the nomination is for Amanda Lewis, who is the independent chair. There are no vote on that, so is that agreed? Lovely. So number 9 will be Investigating and Disciplinary and Standard Appeals Committee. And I have received a nomination from Councillor Minnes Bounds. Are there any other nomination? Councillor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Nominate Councillor Chloe Ashfield.
Ashfield. Ashfield. All right. Any other nominations? No. So, show of hand for Councillor Minnes Bounds. Thank you. And show of hand for Councillor Ashley. That's carried. So Councillor Ashley is the chair of Investigating and Disciplinary and Standard Appeals Committee. Okay. Do I have to tell them that?
No.
No.
So you move on to that.
Now we come to item 9, which is appointment to joint bodies. And the first one is Joint Money-Down Committee. I have 7 nominations on the
6 actually.
6 nominations on the update paper, and 4 seats.
You've got 6 nominations.
I have 6 nominations as on the update paper, and for 4 seats.
Councillor Golding has been withdrawn.
Councillor Golding has been withdrawn.
Absolutely, Mr. Mayor. Just to say, Councillor Golding's nomination's been withdrawn.
Thank you, Councillor Bound, Minnes Bound. So we need to have only 4 seats. There are 6, so we have to have show of hand for each one.
Yes, and you can only vote for.
Yeah, so can I have the names? I haven't got the names. Oh, it's at the back. All right, yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah. So can I have a show of hand?
They can only vote 4 times.
Yeah, and can I say that you can only vote 4 times? Right, and I'm going to call on the councillor, I'll be calling the 6 councillors, but you have only 4 votes. Remember that, please. So show of hand for Councillor Freeman. That's a first vote. Is it counted?
Move on to the next one.
Now I am moving to the next one. Councillor West. Now I move on to the next one, which is Councillor Cubitt. See? Thank you. And the next one, Councillor Jones.
Julian Jones.
Julian Jones. Yeah. So now can I remind you all, 4 votes, and those who have voted 4 times, please do not vote again. And now I'm going to call on for Councillor Minnes Bound. And the next one, thank you. And the next one is for Councillor Eakes.
Right, so the first 4.
So I declare the first four, Councillor Freeman, Councillor West, Councillor Cubitt, and Councillor Julian Jones, are appointed. Thank you. Now I'll come to Crime and Disorder Joint Scrutiny Committee. I have 2 nominations. Are there any other nomination? Oh, Councillor Harvey.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. For the Independent Forum nomination, Councillor Howard Sorrell.
Councillor.
Any others?
Any other nominations?
Is that agreed?
Is that agreed? Agreed. Right. So we got that. And the Hampshire crime. Now we come to the Hampshire Police and Crime Panel. There are 2 nominations for the main member. Are there any other nomination? None. So I have got Councillor Mackay. So I have got Councillor Mackay. You need a show of hands. And Councillor Minnesbaum. Is that agreed?
No, you're doing a vote.
Okay.
So
it's a
show of hands first for Councillor.
Show of hand for Councillor Mackay first. That's carried. Thank you. Now show of hand for Councillor Minnesbaum. So, Councillor Mackay, thank you. Councillor Mackay is appointed main representative.
Do the deputy.
Now I am calling for the nomination of deputy, and I have got Councillor Basham.
Are there any others?
Are there any other nominations?
Is that agreed?
Is that agreed? Lovely. On number 4, I've got patrol for the. Are there any nominations to appoint 1 member? There have been no nominations received. So, Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Councillor Tony Jones has just put himself forward.
Are there any others?
Councillors, are there any other nominations?
Is that agreed?
Is that agreed? Lovely, thank you. Now I come to the number 10. Appointment to outside bodies. So I have to take it each in turn. I have to go to number 10, don't I?
Yes, it's at the back.
Yeah.
So you're going to go through each in turn.
Yeah. Right. So now I have come to item 10, appointments to outside bodies. I'll take each outside body in turn. Now,
Start then.
I start with Aldworth Educational Trust. Number to be appointed is 3. The term of office is 5 years. The current representative,
Just ask, are there any others?
can I have any other nomination? No?
Move on.
So I'll go to the following one, which is Anvil Arts. Number to be appointed 1, and the term is 3 years. Are there any nomination? Councillor Harvey?
Councillor Annalise Cubitt. Councillor Cubitt, Mr Mayor.
Any others?
Any other nomination?
Is that agreed?
Is that agreed? Lovely. So the third one is AWE, Local Liaison Committee. I have got current one, which is Councillor Slimming and Councillor Bound,
Been nominated.
and they've been nominated.
Any others?
Any other nomination? No. So is that agreed? Lovely. Now, Barlows Park Management Association, Tadley. I have got a vacant. Can I have a nomination? Councillor Slimming.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate my new colleague, Councillor Chapman. Thank you.
Any other nomination? Is that agreed? The next one is Basingstoke Air Cadets. I got nomination from Councillor Miller. Councillor Harvey?
Councillor Howard Sorrell.
So I've got any other nominations? No. So can I have a show of hand for Councillor Miller? Oh, lovely. Thank you. Councillor Howard Sorrell. Councillor Howard Sorrell is appointed. Now I come to the Basingstoke and Dean Community Leisure Trust. I've got a vacant and I got no nomination. Any nomination, please? No. So that stays vacant. Basingstoke Citizen Advice, and I've got two to be appointed, but I have got no nomination. Can I have nomination for anybody? No nomination. So that remains. No. Councillor Minesbrown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate myself, if I may.
Lovely. Okay, is that agreed? Great.
Oh, hold on.
Oh. Yes, Councillor.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Councillor Bowles.
Councillor, sorry.
Councillor Bowles.
Yeah. Councillor Harvey.
Councillor Harvey.
Councillor Katecha.
Okay, so you've now got two places. You're going to need to take a vote.
Two to take it.
So you've got three nominated and only two spaces.
Yeah.
You can see, sorry. So you need to take a vote, starting with Councillor Minesbrown.
Councillor Minesbrown. Can I have a show of hand for Councillor Minesbrown?
Councillor Bowes.
Thank you. Councillor Bowes. Oh, that's, and
Councillor Katecha.
and then now Councillor Kotecha. So Councillor
Bowes.
Bowes and Kotecha appointed. Now we are at this one, don't we?
Yeah, so music festival.
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay, so this is the next one.
Yeah.
The organisers have said they're willing to have more than two people appointed, so you need to say that when you introduce it.
Yeah. So we got Basingstoke Music and Art Festival Committee. And they have informed the council that they would like to have more than two representatives from the council. And I have got a nomination from Councillor Jenkins, and I have got the Councillor Alex Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Freeman and McCormick, please.
Freeman and McCormick. Councillor James.
Councillor Conquest.
Councillor.
Conquest.
Councillor Paul Harvey.
And Councillor Julian James as well.
I have no idea how many nominations there are. That's 5. That'll give me enough. That's perfectly fine. We're happy with that.
Agreed.
Is that agreed?
Agreed. Everyone's a winner. I love that kind of relationship. We should have them all the time.
Now I have got one that
here trying to type it.
Clare Community
No, do,
Oh,
actually do the items.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll do the Basingstoke iTech. We have got current, but I have got no nomination. Are there any nomination for Basingstoke iTech? No?
No, Councillor Munisba.
Huh? Councillor Munis-Brown.
If there isn't, Mr Mayor, I'm quite happy to, after a conversation I had with them last week.
Lovely. So are there any other nomination? No.
Agreed.
Is that agreed? Lovely. So, Clare Community Management Committee. I have got a nomination from Councillor Perry. Are there any other nomination? No. No.
Is that agreed?
Is that agreed? Lovely. The next one is a District Councils Network. I have nomination for Councillor Harvey. As any other nominations? No. Is that agreed? Lovely. Next one is Everest Community Academy Management Group. I have got a nomination from Councillor Ganesh. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Munis-Brown.
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. I was going to join my ward colleague on that, if I may.
Yeah, so I've got 2 nominations, and there are 2.
Any others?
Any other nominations? No. Is that agreed? Lovely. Now, Hampshire and Isle of Wight Local Government Association.
It has to be the leader, isn't it?
That-
It's
that-
not to be voted on.
Yeah, that hasn't got to be voted on. It is for the leader and the deputy leader.
Is that agreed?
So is that agreed? Hampshire Building Preservation Trust Limited. 1 to be appointed, and I have received no nomination. Are there? Councillor James.
I nominate Councillor Johnston.
Any other nominations? No. Is that agreed? No. Here's the next one. Next one is Herbert Plantation Local Nature Reserve Management. There is 1, and there is 1 nomination from Councillor Isaac. Are there any other nomination? No. Is that agreed, that Councillor Isaac? Agreed. And the next one is Integra North Energy from Waste Plant Liaison. I have got 1 nomination from Councillor Tomlin. Any other nominations? No. And is agreed about Councillor Tomlin? That's okay. Colour the Art. I've got 1, which is Councillor Ganesh nomination. Is there any other nominations? No? Is that agreed? Now, for the Local Government Association is a leader.
Yep.
So that will be Councillor Harvey. Yep. Is that agreed? That's good. Loddon Social Enterprises. I've got 1 vacancy, no nomination. Yes, Councillor Lee?
Councillor Tustain, please, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Tustin. Any other nominations? No. So is that agreed? Lovely. So I've got the next one, which is a North Wessex Down area of outstanding natural beauty. There is 1 appointment, and I've got 2 nominations. 1 is Councillor Philimo, and the second one is Councillor Miller. Is there any other nomination? No. So can I have a show of hand of Councillor Councillor Phillimore? That's it. Next, thank you. Can I have a show of hand for Councillor Miller? So Councillor Phillimore is duly appointed. We come to the next one, which is a North Hampshire Area Road Safety Council. There are 2 vacancies, and there are no nominations. Are there any nominations? No, so that stays vacant. Next one is Pamba Forest Local Nature Reserve Advisory Committee. I have got 2 nominations. One is Councillor Chatburn, and next one is Councillor Johnston. Are there any other nominations? No. So is that agreed? That's it. So the next one is South East England Councils, and that will be for the leader of the council, Councillor Paul Harvey. That's agreed? Yeah. I've come to this next one is Citizen Advice Tadley, Advice Bureau, it should be Tadley. And this one I have got 1, and I've got 1 nomination from Councillor D. Conquest. Are there any nomination? Are there? No. Is that agreed? Lovely. Tadley and District Community Association Executive Committee. 1. And I've got Councillor J. Slimming. Are there any other nomination? No. Is that agreed? Right. Tourism Southeast. 1. And I have got nomination for Councillor Minnesbaum. Are there any other nomination? Councillor Minnesbaum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to withdraw my nomination and replace myself with Councillor Ganesh.
Ganesh. So I have got Councillor Ganesh. Are there any other nomination? No. Is that agreed? Councillor Ganesh. So trustee of Basingstoke Charities, 4. And it's a 4-year term, and I have got only 1 nomination from Councillor Basham. Are there any other nomination? Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Tustain, please.
Councillor Tustain. There any other nomination? No, those 2 are, is it agreed? Lovely. Now, trustee of Basingstoke Common. That's 3. So, 1, 2 is a mayor, Cubit. So,
1 has to be the mayor.
1 has to be me.
You vote for 2. Yeah, 1 has to be the mayor.
So, trustee of Basingstoke Common. So, I have got 3 nominations. 1 has to be the mayor. And I've got Councillor Cubit and Councillor Tuck. And I have got 3 vacancies. So are there any other nomination? No. So is that agreed? No. So I come to Vivid Housing Association. And I have got 2 nominations. I've got Councillor Basham and Councillor Julian Jones. And there are 1 main and 1 deputy. So Councillor Basham is a main one.
No, hold on. So you need to say for the main one.
Are there any other? Yeah, for the main one, apart from Councillor Basham, are there any other nomination? No. Is that agreed? Lovely. Now I come to the deputy, which is Councillor Julian Jones. So that will, are there any other nominations? No. So is that agreed? Lovely. Now, young people's information. I've got no nomination. Any nomination? No. So that stays. Yeah. So no, we have done now the outside bodies. Item 11. Item 11, now I've got no questions from members of the public. Item 12, I've got no petitions. Item 13, I have got the appointment of independent standard assessors. So I move, then I ask my deputy to second me.
Happy to second that, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Is that agreed? Lovely. So there is no. Now, item 14 is the updated Sherborne St. John neighborhood plan. Councillor Konietzko, would you present the report?
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. It would be a pleasure. So I'm very pleased to bring forward before full council this evening this neighbourhood plan for Sherborne St John. Sherborne St John, as many of us will know, is a beautiful part of the borough. I often take the opportunity to walk around it myself, so I have first-hand experience of its appeal. I agree with the local residents that it's vital that we do everything we can to look after Sherborne St John and also to nurture it so that it continues to thrive well into the future. And I hope this plan will help do that. I'd like to thank the team of volunteers who have helped produce this plan. As many of us in this chamber will know, the process of putting together a neighbourhood plan can be exhausting and arduous, so I have a huge amount of respect for anybody who undertakes it. It is a huge undertaking. It can be incredibly frustrating at times, and there's no financial reward, and yet here we are. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the team of officers who have been helping the residents with this, trying to marry residents' expectations and desires with a planning system that can at times feel unfair, counterintuitive, and a bit confusing is a huge ask, but our officer team does this time and again across many parts of the borough, so thank you also to the officers. So I hope you'll all agree that this plan is worthy of our consideration and worthy of approval, and please also do join me in congratulating the residents and the committee from Sherborne St John on this huge achievement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. Is there a seconder? Councillor Harvey? Would you like to speak?
I'll reserve my right to speak in the debate, Mr Mayor.
Okay. Would anyone like to speak? Councillor Minnis-Brown?
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. In supporting the making of the Sherborne St John updated neighbourhood plan, I too want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of the members of the village that have worked so tirelessly and contributed to this document. Having spent many afternoons supporting them through this process, encouraged by their gin and tonic making and their savoury snacks, their dedication and passion has been evident to everybody in the village. Their commitment to shaping the future of the village has not gone unnoticed. Sherborne St John Parish Council also deserve a special mention for the level of unwavering focus that they have put on achieving this update. As we've said many times in this chamber, that we absolutely get the benefit, the importance of local engagement in the planning process. And this is a testament to that level of local engagement. And unusually, we have already seen the benefits as the dismissal of the Cranesville planning application gave significant weight to the document that we have in front of us. So again, the power of getting on and involving and demonstrating the importance to protect our beautiful villages. Let's make the plan, Mr Mayor. Let's help the village look forward. And let's also hope the village can make the rest of their desires that are inherent in this plan, protecting them from opportunist development, really, really happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ganesh?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Parish Council, Residents Association for working with residents to bring this forward, and thank the officers and cabinet member to bring this forward and present it today, and hope this works well for the residents of Sherborne St John's Village. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ganesh. Councillor Harvey, would you like to speak?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to say, when we got the agenda pack, and you look at the agenda pack this evening and see the tome of paper within it, you can see just how much has gone into developing the neighbourhood plan. And it's just worth saying, given the hurdles that the communities have got to get through from a technical perspective, through an inspector's examination, through a referendum, and then keep all of it together so that it reaches us this evening in the form that we see it presented, is no small order. And it's a reflection of their commitment to their community, and our commitment to them is now to make this, I hope, and in doing so, reaffirm our commitment to the villages and our approach to neighbourhood planning.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Harvey. Is that agreed? Lovely. Now I come to item 15, question from members of the council on notice. I would myself prefer that the questions are as written on the order paper than repeating, but you have got the choice. If you want to speak your questions, that will be up to you, but I would prefer that we do it as on the order paper.
I respect your decision, Mr. Mayor, as per the order papers.
Thank you. Can I have Councillor Jane?
Mr. Mayor, I will be answering this question.
Councillor Harvey, please.
I was just waiting for that nod. Thank you, Aaron, for the question. I think it is incredibly important to be clear where responsibility lies in something as important as the incident that you raise here. Now, this building was converted to 283 residential apartments using the permitted development rights introduced by the Conservative government without thought as to the standards of accommodation that actually would be created. This council therefore had no control over the homes that were created, neither was it able to secure any affordable homes for the benefit of our residents who are in housing need. All building regulation applications that were needed for the conversion and alterations were handled by an approved inspector, but not the council. We know how contentious that is, given recent history, and that change in the law was a major mistake by the government. I understand the concerns that have now been raised and have every sympathy with residents of Churchill Plaza who were concerned about building safety. However, this is for the now building safety regulator to deal with and not the council. We need to be clear where you need to be focusing your questions and where accountability rests. You will know that the government has now set up a building safety regulator, and the Building Safety Act places the responsibility for action, including preparing and updating an updated building safety case report, on the principal accountable person. This is either a person or an organisation that owns or is responsible for repairing any of the common parts of the building, such as the exterior, the structure, the corridors or the lobbies. The legislation also requires that the principal accountable person produces a resident engagement strategy and ensures that there is a complaints process for residents to raise concerns about building safety matters. The information you're seeking is not information that the council holds or is required to hold. Neither has it been party to it. The building safety regulator is not required to make this available to us either, and that is a change in the law that should take place so that it does come to us. I would be happy to write with supporting ward councillors to the principal accountable person to challenge them on their processes and procedures set out in the legislation, but we must be clear and set expectations that the council has no direct role here. We can support our residents and advocates, but the book for this one squarely stops at the current Conservative government's door.
Councillor, supplementary?
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
No. No supplementary. Now I come to question 2, Councillor Ibrahim.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As per the paper.
Thank you. And that goes to the Cabinet Member for Resident Services, Councillor James.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Councillor, for the question. And it's very timely given the work that we are doing. We all know that as councillors that many residents' lives are impacted by housing associations. We have a key strategic statutory enforcement role in relation to disrepair under the Housing Act. The council can and will take action against landlords, which may include housing associations. This work sits alongside a changing and increasingly robust statutory and regulatory framework at a national level. Our priority as a cabinet is about getting the best for our residents. We created a new strategic liaison role in the housing team from January 2024, so to do just that. We have already made significant headway in establishing better working relations with housing associations. Her work has included creating a detailed information pack on all housing association stock and contacts in each ward. This will be an invaluable tool for all councillors. We are not satisfied with the condition of all the estates in the borough, but our powers don't govern housing management or estate management. We are delighted that Vivid have already been proactive
30 seconds.
and taken action to bring their grounds maintenance back into house and are promising to see improvement within the next 3 years. We hope our other housing association will follow. We'd like to invite all councillors to the workshop on the 28th at 6:30. This is the first of a programme of housing-related briefing sessions, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Our goal is to create a borough where everybody feels secure and supported in their homes and communities. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Supplementary.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for answering the question. Just to follow up on this, over the past year, this was one of the most common issues that residents have raised with me when it comes to the delay of response and the very poor quality, if any, actually, of maintaining the houses and surrounding areas. And I'm glad to see that you're taking a different approach than the previous administration to address that issue. But I would like to follow up with a question. If there is, I know it's a process, it takes time, but if there is a much faster pace, if you like, or intervention to address some of these issues where residents literally live in a really poor condition properties at the moment. I know there's long-term
Councillor, would you ask your question because you got only 12 seconds?
So the question, if there is a quicker intervention.
Thank you, Councillor. As I said, come along on the 28th. There are things we can do, and there is a robust system in place at the moment from government, and there's some real changes taking place. And if I could just name just some of those, the Housing Ombudsman Service Complaints Handling Code, and that came in on the 1st of April. And there's also, we need to talk to you about, and that will be part of this work going forward, is the regulator of social housing and the standards that they set. But there's lots more, and all of this will be outlined and the start of a piece of work that we will support you as councillors to understand. That's, it's really important that you understand what can be done and what we can do to support you in that process and support residents.
Thank you, councillors. Now I come to item 16. So, are there any questions to the chair of cabinets or committees? Or shall I take all this, Councillor Lee?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would just like to ask just a quick question to the Leader of the Council on the Cabinet Papers from the 5th of March 2024. Thank you very much for meeting with the Ice Users Forum, as was requested per the motion. I just want to double check really that we are still going to continue with the further steps that were requested and to reconfirm which committee that will go to now that CEP has changed. Thank you.
Councillor Harvey.
Thank you. Obviously, we will discuss this with the new chair of the committee to make sure, but logically, it would be residents because that's the successor to CEP. And yes, the documents are being prepared, the work's being done, so yes, that will head to that committee.
Any supplementary? No.
No, thank you.
Can I take this en bloc? Is that agreed? Thank you. And this brings me to the end of the meeting, and I close the meeting. Thank you very much indeed, councillors. You've all been very